Hi, it's Brenda. I can't even contain myself. I'm so excited. I have been working day and night putting together my membership community, the Soul Story Lounge. I'm so excited about it. Ah, I want to share a little bit about what it is because I'm letting founding members in right now for a ridiculous price. But I'm so excited to just make it accessible to you. If you have a story that you want to share, it's that song they say don't oh what is that saying? Like, don't finish your life with your song still inside you. That is definitely not the quote, but that's a good one. And it's the same thing with your story. You do not want to spend another second not sharing all of you, owning who you are. And when I say sharing all of you, I don't mean sharing all the nitty gritty, every circumstance, every person. Like, look, I have been sharing my story for well over a decade. And I did it wrong. I did it very wrong in the beginning. And that's why it's so exciting for me to be able to teach you and to have been teaching storytelling, well, with my digital course since the end of 2014. Before that, actually, you know why I started teaching storytelling? Because I had a successful one-person show based on my life, and I would have people taking me out to dinner, taking me out to lunch, really just asking me every question in the book. What book is that? And oftentimes it was the same question. And so I invested with a very good coach, or anyway, he was a digital course creator, more that, back in 2014. And I took all those questions that everybody was asking me, and I was coaching one on one, but I was coaching like, because my coaching back then was based on life coaching and forgiveness coaching. But I would do like a session here and there on creating a show. But here's the thing, one session does not give you a successful one-person show. Like, yes, I can direct scenes. I still do that. Well, with clients who've worked with me in the past, they'll hire me to direct a scene, or if they're like turning a stage show into a virtual talk, right? But those are clients who've worked with me on their full pieces, so I have a shorthand with them. But I created that digital program, which I still sell because it's foundational to how I was successful. It took me like 6 to 8 months to really get the material and look at my life and say, what did I do right? What did I do wrong? Where could I have started making money sooner? Where could I have been making a bigger impact? Where could I have been a much more powerful storyteller? What did I learn from being on stage and getting reviews and finding out that certain things needed to be worked on? What did I learn from working with directors that really didn't know what they were doing? Not that they didn't know what they were doing, but they were potentially, just a couple of them, at the same level at the same level as I was at, and I was more beginner. So maybe they were one step further, but that doesn't make for mastery, right? So that's why I actually think that's why my clients get such huge results when they're taking my program 6 to 8 weeks, where they have something so powerful, because I'm not one step ahead. I'm a lot of steps ahead, because right now about 80% of my clients are entrepreneurs. They've not really taken storytelling or video presentation classes. And then my presenters who are, my students and clients who are, some are award-winning speakers, they never learned the acting part, or the performers haven't learned the business part, and how to kind of have your message woven within your story, or your story woven within. Like, it's so amazing. So anyway, I did that. I did my digital storytelling program, which I still sell today. because it's everything. It's everything I learned to take my very, very big emotional story. But this does work for people who don't have big emotional stories or dramatic stories like mine. It works for everybody. It's what that system is about. But how do you take a story that is big? Because now I would say over the last 2-3 years, when I started teaching my class on healing through story, Tell Yours, it's a lot of really emotional stories my clients come to me with. It's really shocking what people have lived through. Like, I'm honored to be the keeper of secrets, but here's the thing. I am the person who holds for the healing because of all the healing I did on my story. I mean, really, for those of you who know me, don't know me, my father, who I adored, shot and killed my mother. And then within a month moved in with her sister before marrying her. And then going to prison. Like, and I did take my dad to court for wrongful death, but my message underneath it is about the power of forgiveness. Mostly I have to tell you self-forgiveness. But here's the thing. I help my clients find their messages. But you see what I just did? I told you that. I teach my clients how to tell their stories, even if they're big emotional stories, in a way where it's not putting energy on your viewers, your listeners, your ideal clients who are in the audience, but it's activating them. It's activating them to heal themselves, to find a strength and resilience within them. Maybe it's shocking because so many people hold secrets, but we're only as sick as our secrets, right? So over the last 3 years, I've also had the opportunity, which was a big, big, big desire of mine, to produce and co-produce my clients' stories so that they could have the experience I've had. It takes effort to actually, more effort to actually go out there and put yourself out there. It's scarier. It's more courageous. I've performed all over the world, but I wanted to make it easy for my clients to have that big win that comes from actually putting your story up in front of strangers. That's where most people stop. They could be in classes for years. I mean, on average, my clients come to me after wanting to tell their story for 7 years. I don't want you to waste any more time. Not 1 month. I got to witness my clients have huge healing breakthroughs because my story, my soul story method, is the foundation of it is about healing. Yes, I want you to have impact, but I actually want you to heal as you're making impact. I don't want you to just tell a story and then want to run away. And I don't want you to hide because you haven't really worked out your story, so you're not giving the audience what they need. I want you to make money because if you make money telling your story, if you weave it into different parts of your business, then you'll be able to share more and help more people and probably be hired more. I've had people hire me 10 years later when what I was offering was something they wanted because they remembered me sharing my story. It's actually more than 10 years before. Like I started teaching, I started doing a video makeover weekend a year or two ago, right after COVID. And I had someone hire me because I had the right product for them where they were in their business after hearing my story so many years ago, not even in a business context, but then they saw me online and hired me. Like, that's what happens when you tell a story that is relevant. She didn't have circumstances like what happened in my life, but it's the humanity. So it's the humanity that goes through things. I am so excited about teaching people how to tell their stories and have the effect on the audiences like I have had the effect on tens of thousands of people. So that's what I got to do by co-producing and producing showcases, first in person and then virtually. Witness my clients not only heal themselves, but powerfully and in an entertaining way share their story in TED style talks and solo shows and see how moved the audience was. And I do that virtually. Like, I literally block for the camera. So here's the exciting news. Oh my God. I have opened the doors. What that means is that my assistant, God bless her, has helped me create a private community. Super affordable right now at the founders rate. It will go up the next time I open it. This is early bird founding members rate, so that we have a community together that is filled with love, filled with spirit, soul driven, in addition to being mission driven. What does your soul want for you? In addition to me helping you craft your story for impact, whether you use your story personally, whether you're one of my performer clients that just, kind of wants to look at the secrets in your life and maybe in an entertaining way present it, but also have it mean something so that other people can hear what you have to say and you can just express yourself on stage or personally. Or if you are one of my business clients, like the wins, oh my God, from my clients who are studying storytelling with me and then now making videos. Also, I've taught so many people how to be themselves on video. Like, my brand is not your brand, right? You might not use red sequins. I love my red sequins. I love red, obviously. When I don't love it anymore, I'll change, but I don't think that's going to happen soon. So my entrepreneur clients who share their stories and unleash their creativity because they've learned it with me are connecting. They're making an impact, and they're drawing their ideal clients to them. That's what I want for you. So I'm opening up the Soul Story Lounge. This is my private membership community. I was inspired actually specifically by 2 clients because they've been in multiple 6-week programs with me in addition to an 8-week program. And every time one of my programs would stop, it was like we weren't connected anymore. Not connected like when you have access all the time to someone, right? And I love those, like those programs for me. I love working one-on-one with clients, absolutely. But the connection and the community in those programs was amazing and is amazing. I'm leading a Healing Through Story class right now because everyone's connecting from such a deep level, right? So I don't want it to end anymore. So I'm like, well, what can I do as the person who's leading the group so that it's not like after these beautiful 8 and 6 weeks together, anyone has to wait another like month or so before I lead another one of these groups. And I said, well, how can I do it so there's consistency, especially in this day and age where there's so much lockdown and so much of the unknown, and like these 6 and 8 week courses, which I'm still running and are amazing, we were able to connect over the last 2 years and feel okay. And feel like sometimes there were days where we just had to check in before we went right into coaching, before I went right into coaching, because, the world sometimes can feel not safe. So this community, the Soul Story Lounge, is about being safe together, checking in and connecting authentically. So it's the big mission is I'm creating. I wonder if anybody's here. I'm so excited about this, and I know I didn't invite anybody. So if you see this on the replay, let me know. And I hope you'll be one of my founding members if this resonates for you, because this isn't for everybody. I want people who are soul-centered, want to help people, are ready to get out of their comfort zone. Not by me pushing you, but by me holding who you really are in my consciousness, seeing the bigness of you. I want to be surrounded by people who are willing to trust my coaching and willing to express themselves more fully than they ever have because it's inside them. I want to be with people who are loving and positive and ready to uplift the rest of the community while being real. Sometimes things are hard to go through, but I have all the tools in there. I have all the tools you'll need inside the Soul Story Lounge. So it's called the Lounge because my mission is that I want to create a collective of soul storytellers that I can recommend. Those of you who don't know, I average being a guest certainly once a week in other people's summits, doing interviews on traditional radio, traditional TV, and blog and podcast. I want to be able to recommend the people who know my technique, who I know that every time they are consistent and they're going to make the hosts look great. They're going to make me look great. They're going to make an impact. And the way that I can do that is if I am working consistently with you. It's like when I was in some of the top acting classes, I could easily recommend someone I'm in class with years because I know that they're consistent. I know what they're doing. This is what I want. I want mastery. I don't want a Band-Aid on things, right? So sometimes I also think in a 6-week program, it's fantastic, but it's a Band-Aid. That's why, the clients who are really mastering what they're doing are continuing to be studying with me, because you can get something down, but it's not mastery. I mean, I come from master classes, a decade of master classes in New York City, in Los Angeles, in London, and then performing I got over 10,000 hours of stage time. In addition to studying, camera and everything like that. Like, this is everything that I bring to you. But I want consistency. I want you to be consistent. And I'm a businesswoman. I am an entrepreneur. So in this membership, we connect from a heart place. We get to know each other. We support each other. It's called a lounge because I'm giving you the skills to tell your story, right? I have twice a month calls with me. One will be either an expert training I give, or, depending on who the founding members are and what the members want, I'll bring in one of my colleagues to do a training. You'll have access to me all the time in our communication channel. And I already have content in there on, how to feel and look your best on video, how to craft your story like a pro, how to present like a pro, where to present your story, things like that. And I'm building the content library. But here's the thing that I learned from sharing my story on stages for so long. Sometimes it's very emotional. And sometimes when you're sharing a vulnerable story, not sometimes, if you don't have the emotional tools, you are depressed afterwards and you want to run. That's why a lot of people start and they stop. I know, because I've been on stages with my very emotional show, but I also got a master's degree in spiritual psychology because I ran for 2 years. But then I applied loving to those parts inside that hurt. I set healthy boundaries. I took my dad to court for wrongful death. Like, there's stuff in life that there's a continuum. So as you shift, your storytelling will shift. But I want the lounge to be like a nurturing place for people to come and also heal from their story. So you're sharing your story, but you're healing from your story as well. It's the backstage, right? Okay. It should be at least 10 times the price, but this is the founding members rate. I am raising it next time. You can join for $37 a month. It's unbelievable, really, except it is and it isn't. I want to invite you to come play with me. I want you to stay. I want to have connection. I want you to be part of my inner circle. I don't want any starts and stops. I want to be a place that we come together and we elevate each other. I want to be a place, I want to hold a space for you to heal, for you to be whole, for you to also be able to tell your story, For those of you who are in there and my private clients going forward, I'm going to have a lot more, because I started doing open mics. I'm going to producing open mics. I'm going to start creating more of an opportunity for you guys to work on your story, for you to present it in public. And by the way, there'll also be a private space for you guys to rehearse, just like all the master acting classes I was in. You got to rehearse. And I find a lot of entrepreneurs don't do that, or they just go live and they don't have that safety. I hope you'll join me. I'm so excited, so freaking excited about this. And I just wanted to share it because we're kind of in pre-launch, not official, but the first 5 people who join, because today's the first day it's open, I'm giving a very special something to you, rewarding you for putting your trust in me. And if you have any questions about this, let me know. If you have any questions about any of it, my mission is to help people heal from their stories and then tell their stories everywhere. But if you're feeling called to be one of my people in my inner circle and you want to work on telling your story like a pro, using your full personality, presenting on video, like, I'm going to bring you everything. Everything that I teach is in there. I'm also giving a bonus of my my book, which is which has my 3-step proven forgiveness process in it. Because there's so much healing. To be the best, to make the most impact, really, and to feel good about yourself, you want to clear anything that's in there that's preventing you from being clear. Just like with actors, you know, we want to be clear so that then we can put anger on, or we can put anything on. But it's not, it's like we're in charge, right? And also you're going to learn like the techniques so that you're not reliving what you went through. Like I will always have you be able to, you'll be caught. I will catch you. So that you just come into one of our communication channels and you say, what's happening? Ask me a question. Like, that's in between the calls that we have each month. Okay? Let me know if you have any questions. Let me know if you're interested. I hope you're one of the first 5 people. Oh my God, that would be exciting. I'm going to have an application going forward in case, you know, as it gets bigger, because I want to know everybody. And I'm sure the people who are going to first be joining are probably people who know me. But this is when you want to come in. Let's build this together. Let me see how I can help you more. And let's have fun, because that's the other thing. I like having fun and I like having connection. So that's going to be built into this. Okay. Have a wonderful, wonderful day.